are the Honeywell
Heroes, baby.
That's all you got today?
That's all I got.
Could you hit me with a higher note to get this going? I need to get some energy going in this
Go ahead.
place.
Let's get the whole thing going.
We are the Honeywell
Heroes.
You kind of sound like, I'm going to say Celine Dion.
Again.
Cool. Because you just do.
All right.
And you look like...
Celine Dion?
No, you do not look like her. Anything like her.
You kind of look like Warren Sapp. If I had to pick any football player.
Hey, he was a good player. He could play the defensive tackle position better than anybody, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, listen, here's the deal. We got our sponsorship, and I'm going to start off with that, and then we're going to get into our guest. First Choice Insurance. For all your home, auto, life insurance needs, 410 South 2nd Street in Clinton, 563-241-2341. Andy Wood, go get to him. He'll hook you up. Again, home, life, auto, business, and much more. Get to him.
Get to him,
and
guys.
Let's get it popping.
Just
let's
get
go.
to him.
Yeah, let's get to him. He'll hook you up.
Yeah. Andy
Okay.
Wood.
Yeah, what you got?
Good job, dude.
Okay, what do you?
That was fantastic.
What do you have? What are you gonna say?
What do I have? Well, we're gonna get right into the Honeywell stuff because that's what we do. That's what we're here for, right?
Oh, okay.
So I got to ask you. We're gonna do a few favorites at Honeywell. Did you play? Were you from here?
No, I'm originally from Gibson City, Illinois.
Did you play Little League baseball though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it still applies. So after the games, did you guys get free pop?
No, we did not get free pop.
You didn't?
No,
Wow, you
we
didn't
did
even
not.
live. You didn't live like we did here.
No, I mean we had like the mom that would give like popsicles
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
but
okay.
like no free pop.
Well, okay. Then I'm gonna ask. I guess we'll just ask Stenda then. No free pop. What was your favorite pop at CJB, Stenda, after the game? When you went sprinting up there full speed, what'd you get?
Here's the thing. I'm upset because you didn't get a free pop.
No, we did not. I mean, we had a concession stand, but we didn't get free pop.
Wow. Well, we were blessed, Stenda.
I need to go talk to the rec board at Gibson City, Illinois.
Yeah, call them up, man.
We
Be
are
like, hey.
calling them up. Listen, hey, let's take a timeout. Give them a call. I like the. I was actually a big Mountain Dew guy, and
Did you budge to get it or no?
I'll push them out of the way. I didn't care because
Boxed them out.
I'm gonna get what I want when I need it, and let's go.
Okay, so when you were 10, 11, 12 years old, what was your favorite food at the concession stand? And we'll go with Coit.
At the concession stand,
Ooh,
I was
okay.
a hot dog guy.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, I love a concession stand hot dog.
Stenda, what about you?
I think you got to either go hot dog or nachos.
And then how many of them?
Oh, we're not talking about that.
All right.
Can we go back to the pop real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you guys ever do? We used to call them suicides.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
That was what I used to do that when I was about 10, 11, 12. So.
Yep. And then when I was head up at CJB, it seemed like every single kid that ran up after the game, can we get a suicide?
Yeah.
All of them. We got to the point where I'm like, no,
I don't think you can call it that anymore.
probably not.
What
But
would you call it? Like all the flavors.
mixture.
Yeah.
The mixture of your best flavors.
Yeah.
Pop cocktail. I don't know.
Yeah. Kitty
A pop
yeah.
tail.
There you go.
I like it.
What about you, Random? Let's hear it.
Favorite pop? I feel like I probably always got Mountain Dew.
No, you know what I know? Here's the worst part about this, guys. I know what he liked, and it was not Mountain Dew.
What was
it was
do we have root beer back then?
no, it was the not the Sprite, but the
Sierra Mist?
yes, it was. You were always a Sierra Mist guy.
Really?
This guy,
Well,
he didn't even know his own self.
Well, it's hard to remember because when I was head up, I got so sick of like a certain kind that I would switch all the time. So I was even drinking. I was sweating and drinking Diet Pepsi sometimes, but
Yeah, well, you were sweating it out and
Always
replenishing the body with fuel and calories. So.
my favorite food at the concession stand was definitely pizza, though. Happy Joe's pizza.
Oh, I could, yeah. Man, you can't go wrong with Happy Joe's. No. That was kind of like the because didn't they do like pizza back then?
By the slice.
Oh man, you can't go wrong. You just can't. You just can't do it.
Man, you guys
Or if you wait long enough to the end of the night, you get a half price hot dog.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Jackpot.
You guys had it made at Honeywell, it sounds like.
Yeah, we did.
You missed out, bro.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Well, okay, so we didn't give an introduction, so I'm gonna give it real quick. We got head coach Dustin Coit of the Comanche Storm, not Indians. And I want to say Indians because my first coaching job was there. But Coach Coit, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
And why don't you just give us a little rundown on what you do for Comanche athletics and even teaching, et cetera.
All right. Well, I teach PE and health, high school level. I do have one 7th grade health class that I teach as well.
Yep.
And then as far as coaching goes, I'm head football coach, and I'm the 7th grade head basketball coach.
Ooh, nice.
Oops.
Yeah.
All right, tell me this. Who are you taking, Shaq or Hakeem Olajuwon in their prime?
Ooh, dang.
Putting them on the spot right now. I don't care.
You know, I'd probably go Hakeem.
What?
Honestly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
In their prime?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean,
this guy getting
all
wild.
right,
now.
well, Hakeem won like 2 NBA finals, right?
He won it. I think he won a couple. Yeah.
With the Rockets. How many Shaq's got? Like,
He's
got 5.
He's got 5 total, though.
4.
Hey, how many 3-pointers made does Shaq have?
Does anyone?
One in his career.
No way.
In his
I'm
career.
looking that up right now.
One.
Okay, I bet you're lying.
Well,
I'm not lying.
I liked watching the Rockets play because they were good when like Jordan left to play baseball, and
Yep.
that's when they were winning. But I don't know, it's like the dream, a little better than Shaq.
Okay. Hey, well, it's your preference, man.
Yeah,
You gotta like what you like. Was I right, Stenda? Did you look it up? You fact checking me, dude?
I'm fact checking you because I feel like you're a liar.
Okay. Well,
He was 1 for 22.
told you.
No way. This is false. Get out of here. All right, I'm done. This is.
You know what though? Because he was a true center. Nowadays they're not.
Yeah.
But most of the time.
it's probably one more free throw than he made. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Was he
pretty-
not bad? Oh my goodness.
Pretty close.
The hack of Shaq.
Yes. So, but yeah, for Comanche. So, how long have you been head football coach at Comanche?
I just finished up my 6 year as head coach at Comanche.
Wow, that's good.
And I've been in Comanche 10 years. Was an assistant for 4. So
Okay. Tell me this. Do you like what do you like better, the bowling alley in Comanche or the bowling alley in Clinton? The Plaza Bowl?
well,
I'm asking. I'm got to throw it out there because
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I've never been to the Plaza Bowl in Clinton. So
Wow.
I'm gonna have to go with Comanche Bowling Alley, Imperial Lanes.
Fair enough.
Shout out Jay Garvey,
Oh man,
Kenny Garvey.
K Garvey. Oh, that's right. K Garvey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played baseball with him.
Yeah. Tanner, do you remember random when there was a ball hit to third base and there was
What level was it?
2 outs. We were juniors. There was a ball hit to third base. He's playing third base. And there's a guy on second base. And that's it. There's 2 outs, ball hit to him. And he fields the ground ball. He actually fielded the ground ball. And he looks the runner back. And then he throws to first. And as soon as he looks him back, Coach Stone's like, "What the hell are you doing, Garvey?" And he's like, "Oh," and he throws it, he gets him out. And I remember him coming off the field, and he was so pissed off at him. He's like, "You need to know the situation." And I don't know. Do you remember that, Tanner, or no?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, I do remember it, so. All right, whatever.
You could be making it up for all I know.
I'm not making it up.
I believe you.
Sounds good.
100%.
I believe you, dude.
All right, so should we do a Honeywell story?
Yeah, go ahead. You go.
No, I don't have. I have a coaching story tonight, and I want you to start off with a Honeywell story.
Well, how about you start off with your coaching story?
Okay, so here's how we're going to start this night. I'll
that.
do the coaching story. We'll move to Coach Coit here, and then random for the Honeywell story since you didn't play at Honeywell.
Right.
My coaching story is my second year at Comanche as the defensive coordinator for the junior varsity. We are up 42-0 against Bellevue, playing them home. And we score a touchdown, and we're going to go attempt the PAT. And I can't remember. Devin Norman is holding the PAT, so he's a placeholder. And Isaiah Jackson is going to kick the ball. It's a terrible snap, and the ball, just goes wherever. And Norman grabs it, and Micah Sorrow comes from the backside, and he's like, "I need to go to the end zone it's a 2-point conversion now." Right. And he throws the ball in there and Norman hits him on a dime. And the coach from Bellevue was absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Freaking out. So now it's 50-0.
I'd have been pissed too.
Okay. Well, this dude is going crazy. And I'm like going like this. I'm like across from the field. I'm like, "Hey man, stop. It's all good." Like, hey. And after the game, he comes over with his coaches. We're like in the center of the field. He wouldn't shake my hand. They were literally talking what I would say is complete adult trash to me and Coach Merrill. And I kept sticking my hand out. I'm 20. I'm like, hey, man, it's all good. And he's like, he slapped my hand away. Just kept slapping away. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he said they were going to put an article in their paper. And a week later, they put an article in their paper in Bellevue about how the JV team blanked him 50-0 because of the coaching, because they told him to go do this like crazy play. So I remember that. But, you know, I remember telling him at the center of the field, I was like, what do you expect a kid who's taught to do the right things in those situations to do?
Yeah. I mean, the kids don't – they're just trying to play and make a play. You know, they don't care what the score is. I mean, you can't fault the kid.
No.
I mean, I think, you know, looking at the Bellevue side of it, I mean, I could see why the coach in the moment would be mad.
Yep.
But you also obviously didn't mean to go for 2 in that situation either.
No.
So you got to understand the situation, I think, as well.
Yep.
But, you know, coaches can get heated at certain times too. I mean, I've been there too.
So, I bet you have. Well, rightfully so. But yeah, that's my story. So coaching story.
Fantastic.
That was
bro.
good.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do a Honeywell story, but I'll do a middle school basketball story. It's just a short one, but I remember. So back then, like I said last episode, we had 2 teams at Lions, 2 teams at Washington, and so there was a lot more opportunities to play each other, like from Clinton. So we always kind of battle with Washington. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And I love
Washington
playing them. So I always remember, this is a really short story, but I always remember, and I'll never forget it. It used to drive me nuts. My least favorite guy to ever play against was Joe Wenzel. You want to know why? Because every time he would guard me, he would literally try to pull my shorts down, dude. And he's like, come on, bro. You know how he was? He's like, hey. Yeah. So I could never even, like, I would always try to post him up, and he would do it so the refs couldn't see. But, dude, it was the worst, man.
So he'd pull your. So I think he could have done that, and I know Joe. I mean, we've known him our whole lives, but here's the thing: I think he would have locked you down because he locked a lot of people.
Dude,
down.
He was good. Yeah,
he was
solid. But I'm not saying he had to do it to lock me down, but he used to always do it, and it would drive me insane, dude.
I've honestly figured you would like it.
Yeah,
well, if I really.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. It was just hard to play basketball.
I got you.
And he's tugging on my little side of my shorts, you know.
Okay.
And then we had Coach Ehlers, you know, yelling, probably telling me to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell him, like, yeah, smoking a cigarette. I'm trying to tell him, like, dude, he's pulling my shorts down, man. And, you know.
I got you.
I'm sure he didn't believe me, but whatever.
Because you lied all the time, but
yeah,
you got in trouble.
Okay. Whatever you say, dude.
All right. Give us something like when you were, Coach Coy, when you were in, you know, like Little League or even a coaching story. Just give us like something. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
Little League?
It could be Little League. Like, what do you remember from Little League of anything?
Well,
Football,
I can
baseball?
tell. I was growing up. I was a big baseball guy, big baseball fan. My dad used to umpire at the local rec league in Gibson City, Illinois, and I'd go every time he'd umpire. I'd go with him, and there was a small field right next to the field he'd umpire, and if it was open, I'd have like one of those old like yellow plastic bats that I duct taped. I would have a tennis ball, and I would just go around asking any kid like, "Hey, the field's open, let's go play." And I mean, I would play until it was dark or until my dad was done umping, and would go home. And then the crazy thing is, a couple years ago, I went back home, and my dad still had that same bat that I used when I was like 9, 10 years old, and so that's like something that jumps out to me. And then once I was able to start playing and stuff, then I didn't do that as much. But I'd always just ask any random person to come play and things like that. So that's like one of my main memories as a little rec league guy. So
balling in the hood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We always did that stuff too.
Yeah.
That was the best.
And there was a house right across the street. We'd always try to hit over the right field fence, man, you know. Yeah. But so
like you have like a target.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you had a target.
And I was a lefty, or I am a lefty, so.
Okay.
Did you guys ever pretend you were like a certain player?
I was a big Ken Griffey Jr. guy.
Oh, damn! Y'all both Ken Griffey, huh?
Yep.
I think I started to have my number be 30 because when Griffey played on the Reds.
Yeah. Well, he was 24 for the Mariners.
Yeah, he was 24.
Yeah.
And then
he's my guy. Griffey is my guy. I love that guy.
Well, he was so good at when we're on him. He was so good at field, or in the outfield and running bases and in his prime. Come on, man.
His
That guy's
his swing is one of the smoothest swings ever too. And as a lefty, you appreciate a good lefty swing.
Yeah.
You know? So
I
I
agree.
love King.
Did you see him? Did you see the opening intro to the Field of Dreams game this year?
I did.
That's
yeah,
pretty
that
sweet.
was cool. Yeah,
I,
really
I
cool.
actually wasn't expecting
Yeah.
it at all, and I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa! Like I was geeking out
Yeah.
a little bit.
I didn't see it.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it, dude. It's on YouTube.
That'll take me a while. I don't.
Dude, him and his dad come out together and play catch on the field. And stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool scene. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they played. Didn't they play together a little bit for a year or two?
Yeah.
I got a card somewhere, both of them. I don't know where it's
I think didn't they hit a home run in the same game?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Did
think
they
that
really?
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Man, that's awesome. I love it. So we got the Honeywell stories, or our stories, because I felt like tonight, we're not all from Honeywell, so we got to kind of mix it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so give me, Coach Coy, this is a first question.
Okay.
What do you think what's the most challenging aspect of being a head coach in a small school, small community?
Well, I think the first thing that has to happen, you got to get buy-in from the community, from the parents, obviously the players and the kids too. I'm going to be honest. When I first started being an assistant coach, I was assistant in Fulton under Patrick Lower for 4 years, and then came over to Comanche, and I never wanted to be a head coach. And then the more I started doing it, and the more I was kind of seeing how kind of things were ran, I'm like, I think I can do this, And I wasn't sure if I was going to be ready for it, but I took it, and immediately had support from the community, had support from our administration at the time, and just got the players to buy in, and the rest is kind of history on that.
And you guys have kind of built a pretty solid program over the last, you've been there how many years? 6 years?
6 years as head coach, yep.
Yeah,
I mean, at a small school, like, you get every year you gotta adapt, to what you're getting, and you can't. We're not private, or we're not a college, so we're not recruiting the guys we want in. So you got to adjust. Also, you got to hold the kids accountable too, because I think that was an issue that we had. That kids weren't held accountable, or kids could kind of come and go as they please. When I first took over, I instilled a 70% attendance rule in the off season, and you had to make 70% of our off season workouts, or you didn't get a jersey. And if you didn't make that 70%, you had to make it up. Make up a workout, make up a 7-on-7 or whatever it was. Yep. And now I don't necessarily have that rule, but the kids know that's the expectation. So I don't have to have that in place for them to be at 70% of the workouts. And last year I didn't have that in place, and we had 20 of our varsity kids make over 90% of our off-season stuff. So it's just holding them accountable and making them know that stuff's important, and then the rest kind of just works itself out, honestly.
Well, yeah, if you build it, they're gonna follow.
Yeah,
if they want to play,
they
want to be successful. If they see it working, then
and I don't mean to go to the negative route of what it was when I was an assistant, but we had good coaches. But I remember the year before I took over, we would have workouts, and there's sometimes be more coaches there than players. And, in your mind, you're like, wow, this is going to be rough, and we have 7-on-7s, and there's 7 coaches and 6 players that show up. And, and we went 0-9 that year, like it's just, and I, in my mind, I'm like, this isn't right. We gotta change it. We gotta do something about it. And that's when I thought maybe I could. And so far it's been good the last 6 years. So
a lot of buy-in. So the buy-in part, my question to that is, how do you get I think the biggest thing for me is, how do you get the parents to buy into it? Honestly, how do you do that?
I think it starts with, and I had an old coach back in the day kind of say that high school kids don't care how much you know till they know how much you care about them, and get to know them. And then I think when Because and I know Coach Davis does this too. And like when we tell the parents and the kids when they get to high school, like we're going to communicate with the kids. We're not going to be communicating with parents anymore. You know, when they're in middle school and growing up, parents got to get them places. But we that's the other accountability part of it too. Like if we have a group text and we're not texting the parents, we're texting the players, you know? And I think when the parents see that we care about them and we got great assistant coaches that care about the kids too. And then that just makes the buy-in so much easier because the parents then know, hey, these coaches are going to take care of my son, you know, and they're going to be in a good spot. So it's kind of the approach we take. And again, like, well, I mean, we're not doing anything like groundbreaking or earth-shattering, I don't think. But we're getting kids to buy in. We're showing them that we care about them other aspects other than football. You know, we're talking about school, make sure their grades are good. We even talk, you know, like, hey, how's your girlfriend, you know, stuff like that, you know, I mean.
Yeah, I get that.
So, I mean, it's that's kind of part of it, and I think if the parents see that we care about them, then that makes it a lot easier for them to buy in, too.
That's cool. So you kind of got, like, the player, you know, you got the player's coach mentality.
Yeah, and I think nowadays, I think that's kind of, I mean, the way it's got to be, you know, and there's, I mean, don't get me wrong, and I mean, Coach Beal and assistant coaches can attest to this. Like, there's times where I got to get on kids, I get on them, you know. And I think now, I mean, we have all probably had the coach that yelled at us all the time. You know, and then as the coach is yelling, after like the 6th or 7th time, everyone's tuning that guy out. You know, like, oh gosh, here goes Coach so and so yelling at me again. You know, but if it's happening like 3 or 4 times the whole season, then you know they're like, oh shoot. Coach Coyte's pissed. We better get our shit together, you know, and get going. So, so that's the kind of thing too with the players coach, and I just think that's how you have to approach it these days too with the kids, and I think that you get more out of them if you're doing it that way.
Yeah, I agree. Random, you know how that is.
I do, buddy.
You got to deal with your kiddos, and they come home and they're like, "Hey, Dad."
You know, I've learned over the years, man. You kind of just got to let your kids do what they want to do, and to an extent, though, like.
What do you mean? I'm not trying to cut you out, but like, what do you mean? Like,
what I'm getting at is like choosing which activities they want to be involved in, and not trying to force it upon your kid. You know, I mean, of course, I want all my kids to do the sports that I like to do, but it's just not realistic. You know, so I've learned.
Do you think that if you, as a parent, and we can tie this to you, both of you guys, as a parent though, Random, if you push your kid to be like, oh, do this sport because I did it, do you think it pushes them actually towards it, or they're like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this?
I think it depends on the kid, honestly. I don't know how to answer that perfectly, but I would like to say that it pushes them like, yeah, my dad did that, so I want to do it too. But that's not always the case. So.
Yeah. That's tough. Mm-hmm. I could see that. Yeah. Or just don't have kids. You know, like, hey.
Well, for example, I grew up with, as you know, obviously with Jada being like an artist and not an athlete. And I'm just like, I kind of just accepted it. I'm like, I guess she's not going to play sports. And now she plays every sport, you know. So
yeah.
It transformed into that. But, yeah, I was just kind of like, I think that was what taught me. Like, hey, you just got to let the kid be great at whatever they choose to do, or at least attempt to be great.
But
sorry.
No.
I mean,
go.
I think with like with parents too, like I mean, for one, they got to be supportive, you know, of their kids, but they also, I mean, I think in Comanche we have, I mean, our community support, our parent support is unbelievable in my opinion, and they support the coaches, they support their kids really well, and I think for the most part we got a lot of parents that if, you know, Johnny comes home and he's like, oh, coach yelled at me, they're going to be like, hey, well, then you probably did something wrong, you know, or, you know, and I think that helps too, that we have that support in our athletics, that our parents are kind of telling their kids the same thing that we are as coaches. And I think that helps a lot too. And I think that's why we're having success in a lot of things that we're doing too right now.
Right. Because you always have the kid whose parent thinks that the kid's never wrong, and it's always the other adult's fault and stuff. But when you get the parents all on board, where they're like, yeah, if my kid needs yelled at, yell at them, then it's on and popping.
I mean, you guys are. I mean, you're both 100. Yeah, and especially random. You're 100% on that. I mean, I think.
So what's Coy? If
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
especially
saying,
me,
am I chopped liver over
no,
here?
you're both. No,
especially me.
Well, I'm just saying, like you're both on it.
All right, I'm out. I'm done.
No, man, he's hanging it up. No, what I would say is this is to just go back to that is that I wouldn't want to say that I think that it's a lot of it from the parents, but here's what I'm going to say. It's a lot of it from the parents. That's why these programs don't succeed, because they are enabled while they're at home. Now, again, I'm not asking you guys to respond to this because you guys are in different positions. I'm not. And if I had kids someday, maybe I can say like, well, hey, but I know this, like from coaching when I was young to now, I would never coach my kid ever in a million years. I would never want that. And I would want my kid held accountable for the things that they do. Now it's more of, I play basketball. Basketball's easy. There's 4 quarters or 32 minutes. They play 3 minutes of the game, and the kid comes home and says, well, I only play 3 minutes, and I want to quit. And the mom's like, or the mom or the dad or whoever is like, well, then quit because you only played 3 minutes of 32. When you could have played that 3 minutes and gave it everything you had, and it turned into 6 minutes. And then the next week it's 8 minutes or whatever. And they just let them quit. So how are you going to say, like, at the end of the day, like, how are these kids ever going to be able to understand responsibility or accountability if you just let them quit? To me, I don't think that was our era. But
Right.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was still there. But in my eyes, I do think that not a lot of the parents, but some of the parents, they're living the dream to their own kid, and they're not realistic with real life expectations. And that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, I'm gonna plead the fifth on some of that, but I will say this though, like as far as football goes, like I always tell kids, like your freshman year and your junior year are usually the hardest, because your freshman year you got sophomores ahead of you that are, a lot of times, they're sometimes stronger, bigger, not always.
Yep.
Sometimes those freshmen are better, but you're playing like as a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grader, you're always on the field. And then once you get in as a freshman, you're playing just JV. At a small school, we don't have the luxury to have a freshman team, a JV team,
Right.
all that. So when they're playing JV or fresh soft, whatever you want to call it, they're not getting much playing time. So, but then when they're sophomores, that's their time to shine. But then sometimes those same sophomores, as they're juniors, they're maybe not going to get much time as varsities. And we've seen a lot of kids that didn't play much as freshmen that really shined as sophomores and then played some as juniors and varsity. And then we've seen kids that are sophomore JV guys that are good. They have to wait their turn by the time they're senior to play, and they've done a lot of good things for us. I can name probably 8 to 10 kids that off the top of my head that have done that for us. And those kids are the kids you need in your program to stick it out and have those parents be like, hey, you got to wait your turn. It's going to happen. Just keep working hard and all that. So, and again, I think we have that in Comanche and the support with that, so that's great. But that's what I'll say about the parents and waiting your turn part.
Yeah, I know that's a bad question on my part, because I'm putting you
especially
on the
as
spot.
a head coach.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I would never ask even
I
for
know. It's all
Tanner,
good.
because he's going to know these Tanner, you know all the coaches that your kids have had, like you know that, and that's a bad spot. But at the same time, it's like, all right, let's be realistic. If you're going to sugarcoat it for people, you're not doing any good for them. At the end of the day, if you think about it, what we do every day in life, we sugarcoat everything for everybody. So if we got away from that and we were like, it's time to be like, let's be realistic. So that's all I'm being is, okay, where's really the problem? To me, even though I was a coach at one point, I don't think that's where the problem lies. I think it's somewhere else. Now, everybody can agree to disagree, and that's an opinion. That's all my opinion is. It doesn't matter. But I would like to see, even from Clinton community, I'd like to see more of, hey, guess what? It's time to be a grinder, go back to what we were used to doing, and let's be competitive again, instead of saying, oh, yeah, Johnny, he only played 4 minutes of the game, so he's quitting. Well, you're not going to build a program that way. Yeah. You never can. So
I saw a status on Facebook. I can't remember if it was today or yesterday, and it was a parent saying that it was like the coaches switching things up. So do you think that if a program is doing bad, do you think it's on the players or it's on the coaches? And that's for whoever to answer.
No, that's Coach Corey. That's you, man, because you're the man. I mean,
it's
you've been
tough.
through that.
And I'm not saying you might not even be able to
there's
speak on experience because maybe your programs haven't ever did.
Well,
down,
I mean, there's the old adage that, you know, when a team's doing bad, it's the coach's fault. When a team's doing well, the players are good. You know, like it's not the coach. But I don't know. To answer that question, I think, I mean, probably goes both ways, honestly. I mean, especially at like a small school, like we've been lucky that the last 5 years we've had some pretty talented kids,
right.
you know, and when you have talented kids, it's a little easier to coach, you know. I mean, not that it's easy, but it's just you can do more. You know, you can expect a little more out of them. But I think when teams are doing bad, I think sometimes coaches get the bad rap for that when really they are good coaches. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. You know, you got to think about like injuries. You got to think about, you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, you're dealing with 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, you know. They're not always going to have the best of them, you know. And when one kid's bad, a lot of times 2 or 3 kids are also bad that same night, you know. Mm-hmm. So like it's one of those things. So I think it's tough as coaches that we kind of, I mean, can get that, you suck as a coach because your team's losing. You know, that's not always the case.
It's got to be tough to be a new coach, especially, I think, though. Because usually the reason why you're a new coach is the program wasn't doing good and they want to switch the coaches out. Usually. Not saying that's always the case.
You're right.
That's a solid point. Yeah, I mean, my first year as head coach, we were 1-8. Yeah. You know, I mean, we weren't, I mean.
It's got to be tough for you too as a head coach coming in. You're like, you just want to change the program instantly, but knowing that's not realistic.
It's not. You know, we were 1-8, then we were 4-5, 6-3, 9-2. Well, 5-4, 4-5. So like, but you know, when the new coach comes in, you're changing your system. You know, and you're changing your schemes. You're changing everything. So it's going to take time for the kids to get used to it and figure it out. You know, and the other thing with coaching too, I think stability helps a lot too. You know, when you have a bunch of turnover with coaches in a program, a lot of times those programs aren't doing well because coaches keep turning over. I mean, when I was an assistant for 4 years at Comanche, I was an assistant under 3 coaches in 4 years.
Really?
So like, I mean, when we won, the most games we won in a year was 2. You know, it's just we just didn't have constant change. Is not good for high school kids either. You know, so you got to set a routine. You got to hold kids accountable. You got to show them what your scheme and system is and go that route. So, I guess, I mean, I don't know if I answered that question at all, right? Or
no, you did. No, you did, 100%.
But like, I just think, I mean, that was how I answer it.
To be more specific with my question, I guess what I'm saying is, this parent was saying that the team is not doing well record-wise and win-wise, and the coach, I think personally, is a good coach, but he says on Facebook that the coach has played 5 games now and hasn't switched the offense up at all.
What sport is this?
Basketball.
Okay.
And he thinks that the coach should be trying something different. And that was where my question came from. And there was people kind of agreeing with him and also disagreeing with him, saying that, it takes time to change a program up. But he was agreeing with that also. He was just saying, like, why not try something different? So I do agree. But again, it's got to be really hard to be a new coach. That was all where that stemmed from. So I think it was a good answer. It was a good answer.
Yeah, okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, even like what you're just saying, random about that is, to me, is here's the thing. Number one, the parent has no clue. I can already tell you that. They don't have a clue. They might have a little bit of a clue about sports, but that's just the way that it is. Like, it is a system put in place, and it has to be followed by everybody. And if you don't have the buy-in from it, it's never gonna evolve to where it needs to be. So all these programs here, like in Clinton, anywhere across the board, is at the end of the day, if you just have people who are like, yeah, you're the new head coach, and they lose 4 games, they're like, you suck, you should be out of here. They don't. It's just more of like, that's just kind of the way it's been for Clinton for a lot of years. You cannot tell me that at the end of the day, they learn those things. Why these kids are quitting and they're like, oh, I'm going to focus on just baseball. You're focusing on just baseball in 2022. You better be first team All-State and be getting drafted in the 3rd round. And guess what? You're not even third team All-Conference. it's
Hey,
crazy
okay.
now.
Tell them how you really feel.
I'm just saying.
No,
at
I
the
know.
end of the day, I don't care because I don't have. If I had kids, maybe I'm different, but I wouldn't be different. Because here's the thing: I'm not going to lie about stuff. I'm not going to be unrealistic. It's what it is. If you can't hold them accountable and you're going to blame somebody else for when your kid or whoever messes up, that's on you as a parent. If you're going to blame somebody else, that's on you, and that's what it is. Your kid's not going to work hard, then. Whose fault is that? It's the coach's fault? Yeah. Well, he should motivate them. He has been motivating them, but they don't want to work hard. Okay, I don't know what else you can do. I don't know what you can do. And that's why I do feel like this era in Clinton, surrounding area, is suffering. And that's fine. People can be like, he's an idiot. All right, what have you guys won? What have you won in the last 15 years? I'll throw that out to you. What's Comanche Northeast won? They've won a lot of titles. They've been state qualifiers for whatever. What have you guys done? Right. I mean, that's all I'm going to leave it at. I mean, I'm not trying to be controversial, but at the same time, I get to a point. You are. Well, I am, and I don't care because it's whatever. You want to win, you want to win. If you don't want to win and you want your kid to be out for the sport and give him a participation trophy, go ahead and do it. Right. That's cool. I don't want my kid doing that if I ever have kids. I'm just saying. I like to make it a little bit of
passion right there.
Well, you have to a little bit, Coach, because again, it's just like I get where you guys come from. I get like as parents, but what are you gonna do, man? Like, come on.
So tell me if you agree with this. I'm going to read another status that it actually falls along the same line as what I just talked about. So it says this: I've got to say this. Athletics take a lot of work to be good at the sport you're playing. You can't show up when it's season time when you haven't done anything in the off season and expect to be better than you were last season.
Okay.
To be honest, a certain school's athletics hasn't been good lately due to not the coaches, but lack of commitment these kids have to the sport, and honestly the selfishness of some parents to not put their kid first and invest in what their child is interested in. It's a lot of blaming the programs, but not holding your child or yourself accountable at all. How do you feel about that?
I can speak to that a little bit. Like, I mean, so I know a lot of coaches say this, but like winning is hard. Mm-hmm. Like, it kind of like that post says, like you got to put in the time in the off season to get better at your craft. I mean, if that's getting in the weight room, if that's, if you're quarterback throwing routes, running routes, if you're a receiver, if you're talking football, even basketball, could just mean you're working on your ball handling, whatever, shooting. But it's hard to win, and losing is very contagious, I think. Yeah. So like once you start losing, okay, then you start losing Johnny, you start losing Susie, and then like everyone's like, oh, we just suck, and nothing we can do about it, right. And then it just keeps happening and happening. And then obviously you gotta have the right people in there to change that. But you also, again, we're on the parent thing here, like parents got to hold kids accountable a little bit and be like, hey, Johnny, why didn't you go to that workout in the off season? Right. Do you want to play? Do you want your team to do well? That's got to kind of happen too. And as far as coaches go, especially at the high school level, if kids aren't putting the time in the off season, your program's not going to be very good. That's plain and simple, and that's kind of why, like what I test to at the beginning of this podcast, why I put that 70% rule in place. Yep. I remember talking to the Bellevue head coach, football coach, about it, and he's like, "Wait, what? You guys do like attendance in the summer?" I'm like, "Yeah, like why wouldn't we? Right. We can't have kids just showing up when they want. You got to get kids there and showing them that it's important to do that. I think it is key too. So, I would agree with that post. Like, it's not always the coach's fault, And I'm not blaming parents either, because I can't do that because Comanche. I am. I don't care.
I am blaming.
I'm speaking from like the Comanche standpoint right now. Like, again, like I can't ask for any more support than I'm getting from parents and what they're telling their kids at home. I think for the most part, the parents are kind of saying the same thing we're saying as coaches. I'm sure there's parents at the bowling alley after a Friday night in Comanche talking crap about me, about what I called or what we did, or their house having a good time saying, "Oh, Coach Coit's not very smart," whatever. It happens. I get it. That's part of it. But but I mean, I think we really do have that support, and I think that's part of what, like, our success right now. I mean, you look, football's had success, basketball's had success, baseball's had success, track's had success, like all our main sports. Wrestling's had good programs over the last 5 years. So, I mean, that's a huge part of it. I agree.
Well, speaking of programs, I think we should switch over to other coach. How about, what you think, Stenda?
Yeah, I think Coach Coit kind of hit it on the head.
Yeah, you killed it, man.
Honestly, hey, my man, you killed it.
I could do this all night, man.
So, hey, I just want to say before you go, we switch over. Appreciate you coming on. We would love to have you back on here again, like we talked before offset.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to hear about your program, what it's doing off season and during season, and we appreciate everything you're doing because you guys are really thriving over there, and a lot of love to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
You
Thanks.
betcha. Hey, we got Coach Brady Beer from Command.
What's up, my man?
What was up?
Hey,
my
that was a
guys?
bad. Hey, hit me, my man.
There we go.
You missed?
There we
Swing and a miss over there?
I missed
Swing
him.
and a miss, strike
I missed
three.
Ours
He's
was,
out.
ours was solid over here.
That
So.
was.
Hey,
It
Coach
was.
Beal, how you doing from Comanche?
Doing good. Thanks for having us. It's been fun. Am I good? Am I good?
You okay?
It's been fun. It's been fun to listen on the pod with Coach Coit to start off, but it's been fun. We're glad to be on it.
All right.
We're glad to have you.
What are you coaching? What
So-
positions you coaching at Comanche?
So I'm the OC. Got switched to that this first year. Besides that, I'm the quarterbacks, running backs, and outside linebackers. Other than that, I do some strength stuff with off-season stuff with whoever wants to join in. We got football guys in there now. And then this spring, just got the head coaching job for the track. So it'll be a new role this year. Should be fun.
Who'd you pay for that one? Who'd you pay for that one, my man? Come on, dog.
You would like to know, but
Yeah,
that's
okay.
a secret. It's a secret. No, but that's going to start out probably in about a month, which super excited about that. My wife and I, she's going to be the assistant girls coach, and then the guy that had the head coach of both girls and boys is split, and he'd be the girls head coach this year.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So it should be
That's
fun.
cool.
Super fun.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we got a local here, just coaching them up, man.
Trying.
So we heard you have a Honeywell story, too.
Oh, got a little bit.
We'll have to rewind a little bit. So you can go ahead and fill us in. Fill the people in.
All right. So played for the Giants.
Ooh.
Also, my favorite pop was, Sprite after the game. I know
Yep.
you guys said that earlier.
Yep.
But playing for the
Sprite?
Giants, 5th grader at the time, get a line drive, playing first base at the time, caught it, stepped on first, so that's already 2 outs.
Yeah.
Look, the guy that was on second is already going home. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And at the time, our shortstop, second baseman was nowhere to be found. So I sprinted over second, stepped on second, got a triple play.
Wow.
Little newspaper article, no big deal. Just on the
Yeah.
grandma and grandpa's, fridge for about a month or two. But it was pretty
Hey, speaking of newspaper articles, Stenda, you remember back in the day when I think Joe O'Donnell used to put all the ponies, or was it Larry? Larry May, did he put the pony stats in the paper?
It was Larry.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was always cool. After
I don't think Joe was capable of putting them in the paper.
Well,
but I'm saying
here-
like you're right. I hate to say that, but it was like, man,
Here's the deal, though. He came up with all them newsletters that he sent
yeah.
out.
Remember how did anybody come up with those newsletters?
Dude, they were
I just
solid,
wanna
bro.
know.
Very solid.
Oh man, so you remember those too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you ever get them?
No.
Yeah.
we did. Me and you.
I never got them.
You didn't?
I was not.
I
a
got
part
them
of
all the time.
Did you?
No,
I wasn't
man.
a part of the mailing list, unfortunately.
We weren't that good, I guess.
I remember always seeing him at the Y, though. At the YM when we'd play basketball all the time.
Yeah.
He would be sitting at that circle table cutting his little things out to add to his news to his newsletter.
You don't think Random was good? I'll tell you this, Random.
You're the only one that got the letters, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did. He probably gave a bad address. I'm gonna say.
Me?
Yeah, you probably gave a bad.
No, he just
address.
never. No, I don't know.
Hey, what a hit! I would like.
Way to
Here's
hit
what we
somebody
do.
in the face.
We'll walk up to him like at the in between the ends. I'd be like, "Hey, who hit a home run last inning? Blah 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 blah." Or Tanner Skiff, and he'd be like, "Tanner Skiff."
Yeah, that was good. I remember one time Travis Nass stole his bike.
That is terrible.
He didn't.
He
He
did.
didn't really like steal it. He just pretended to steal it, and Joe was freaking out, and he was riding around the parking lot, popping wheelies in his big old bike.
Travis.
he brought it back though.
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's all right. That was a long time ago.
Long
We were
time
we were like in pony.
Yeah, we were like 13, 14.
Yeah.
But hey, before we go any further, sponsorship time.
Yeah.
First Choice Insurance.
by Andy Wood.
Ooh, get him. You got it.
And he covers, I don't know, you got to tell me, because I'm going to miss something.
For
if I try
all
to
of
go.
your home, life, auto, business, and much more.
Home, life, auto, business, and much more.
Much more.
I'm just going to echo.
First Choice Insurance,
Located at,
410 South 2nd Street,
phone number is,
563-241-2341.
look at this. We got this down, bro.
Andy Wood, go down there. He's going to hook you up. He's going to hook us all up.
All up.
He's going to hook you up.
Hey, even if you aren't able to go in there, call his phone. Tell him that Honeywell Hero sent you. He'll be real ecstatic about that.
He will. Mm-hmm. He'll give you maybe a discount or maybe he won't.
He probably won't. Because he's going to be like, wow, JP sent me?
I wouldn't either.
No
Like,
way.
hey, we're going to double that insurance up. Let's
Or,
go.
yeah, if he gives a discount, he's going to have JP cover the other part that he, yeah.
I got plenty,
You know what I'm trying to say.
plenty of money, dude.
I know you're
ain't worried
loaded,
about it.
bro.
I just spent 11. You know what I got today? I got a thing for my spending account. I spent $1,100 in Pittsburgh. Wow. In like a 3-day span.
The thing you guys can't see is behind this counter where our stuff is at, JP's pockets are just full of cash.
Oh yeah.
They're not, but my bank
We
account
can't even move
is
around
doing
back
okay.
here.
We're tight. We're tight back here.
Well, that's good.
A little tight. Oh, guys, hey, let's be careful here. I got you. Man, y'all wild. Okay, so you did okay. Tell me about Comanche. I don't know anything about Comanche like Little League. You had to play Comanche Little League.
A little bit.
Give us a little bit of rundown of it.
So
Does it still exist? Is Comanche junior baseball a thing still? Is it?
It's pretty small though, right?
Yeah, because I remember when I was head ump, Chris White was head ump at Comanche junior baseball.
Chris White.
And actually, funny story. Now that we're on the subject,
let's go.
We got a ton of umpire shirts that, like, one of the last years that I was head ump, and all of them said Comanche junior baseball. The place messed up, so all our CJB guys in Clinton were wearing Comanche junior baseball shirts. Kind of funny. Anyways, go ahead.
Dang.
So you actually did some traveling. I felt like for Comanche youth baseball, we went to like Donahue, we went to like LeClaire, we went to Andrew, we went to all these small towns, traveled, but like we only had I think one team at the time. I don't know what they have now, but I mean most now I think a lot of our kids are playing AAU ball somewhere. I mean it's sad to see it's a lot of kids are going that direction instead of joining the youth sports in Comanche. But I mean, that's the beast though of the youth AAU stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, you see more and more kids go that every route now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is nowadays. I just think it's such a huge industry.
Yeah.
That
We talk about AAU.
Yeah, we talk about that multiple times on episodes, but it's just it's something else, man. I think a lot of the kids that play AAU or travel ball nowadays probably shouldn't even be playing travel ball. But
I agree.
Yeah.
It's more of a, oh my God, my kid plays, or in a kid perspective, hey, look at me on Snapchat. I'm at this tournament this week and I'm playing. Oh my gosh, stuff like that. That's
totally.
Okay, so let's stay on this topic because I think it's good for all of us.
Let's get it.
Why? Let's be honest. AAU is hurting athletics as a whole.
Oh.
And it's hurting
Why?
the high school programs.
Do you think because it's giving kids false sense of talent?
Okay, so remember back when we played, okay? Remember we had the what? Royal Kings,
And the Cobras?
Cobras, and who else? The Diamond Kings,
The
right?
Diamond Kings, yeah.
So, and we were still competitive and whatever else. But now they have 15, 20, 30 different coaches who are coaching these AAU teams that don't have a clue about sports. Go poll these coaches who are doing AAU. How many of them played actual sports and high school when it mattered?
Yeah.
They don't have a clue. And I'll just
true.
say because nobody else wants to say it, but I know it is. Yeah. That's why they're bad. And they have some parent who's living the dream through their kid, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to have the one or two kids play these positions, and my kid's going to play this spot. And they're still bad, but they never teach the kids how to be good and the fundamentals they need. So it kills it because these feeder programs aren't teaching any of these kids the fundamentals they need when they get to high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for both of you, I'll give it, whoever wants to start, don't tell me. I mean, if I'm wrong, enlighten me. I'd love to know.
I think you're right. I mean,
You can say I think I'm right, but I know I'm right. I mean, even though I think that I think I'm right, I'm just saying like,
you think that you know that you think that you're right.
I mean, I could be wrong.
I get it. No, you're not wrong. I think a lot of these coaches want to coach their kids so bad, and they teach them a certain way that they think is better because maybe currently, like let's say, for instance, now, let's say a high school team is really bad. Well, these teams, these travel teams in these cities, these coaches think that they're going to teach their kids better because the programs are bad. But then by the time they get to the high school, these kids are taught completely different from how the high school wants to teach them. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Hundo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's exactly.
So, and then it's just a vicious cycle, and I think it's these parents want their kids every single kid to be a Major League Baseball or
basketball
or whatever. It doesn't even matter what sport. They think their kid's going pro, and they treat them as such. Now,
because they're never gonna be. I'm just gonna say.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm cool with it. If you guys will come in the store, obviously we're here at Rival Sports. We switched up the whole scene. You guys can come and buy all the accessories. That's what I want you to do. So all the travel teams out there, maybe you're listening to this and you're kind of getting mad. Don't. Just be happy. Come in the store. We'll get you fresh.
Blame it on me. I don't care. I'll pay your bill. I don't even care.
He's gonna pay your bill.
You heard it first.
I really don't even care.
If
you're gonna be upset because I told you the truth, fine. I'll write you a check. I could care less.
No, but anyways, 85 Main Avenue, Clinton, Iowa, Rival Sports. Come on in, get you some fresh gear. We got you.
Hey, don't leave me hanging, man. All right. Hey, don't leave me hanging. Let's go.
I'm wrapped up in the cords, bro.
Man, it might be you though. He just tried there and I tried there and
I got the dance moves.
oh, dancing here.
Come on, keep it going.
No, I can't dance.
Dancing here.
Your shoulders are looking real warmed up now.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
It's like I'm back in the club in 2007 in college. I'm like, there was no Taylor Swift then, but I was like,
what were you dancing to in college?
I don't even know. It was like, go, shorty. It's your birthday. I mean, that's what you're doing. Like, I feel like back then that's all you did.
I was thinking like Low by Flo Rida and T-Pain.
Yeah.
That's what you were dancing to.
I got a story with you and I, but I'm not going to tell it tonight.
Oh, my God.
So we're going to leave that the way it is.
Okay.
But I'd like to be, here's the thing, because I feel like the way we started this off, it's been great because we're like going back and forth. I like to be a little bit controversial because here's the thing. I don't have kids, but here's what anybody that's out here watching is like, I have a kid. Sten is an idiot. I'm going to say this to him. I've coached kids. I've been around kids my whole life, and I was a kid. Don't tell me I don't understand how to interact with kids.
Yeah.
What do you say if they tell you that?
I would tell them like, so you want your kid to be like they are right now? So you're going to say you're just going to let your kid. If you tell me this, if your daughter comes home or your son comes home from school and says they're in 7th grade, well, the so and so teacher said this. In today's era, what would the parent do? I can't believe the teacher said that. And they're going to call the school and they're going to want to meet with the admin and everybody else. They believe a 12-year-old over a 30-year-old male or female. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't be wrong, but that's where it's at. There's no accountability, period. So how can you expect teachers or coaches or admin or any of those things to be successful when you handicap them and say, hey, guess what? Well, you need to do this better. Well, okay, I get $2,500 a year for it. That's like 25 cents an hour. All right, man.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's
Better than
real good money.
Better than 24 cents an hour.
I mean, dude, I'm telling you, like, if you don't do it, you don't understand. And I'm not saying for you, Random. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Because I know that I know you get that. You've coached Aiden's team. You've done Jada's stuff. You get that. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, like, it does come down to accountability. And if you're just like, you're just going to let your kid tell you what I guess you want to hear, then that's why your kid is going to be living at home when they're 25. Because they don't understand they don't. That's what they're going to be doing.
Okay.
Do you want to be that parent? I don't know. I wouldn't want to be.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
We'll find out soon when you have some kids.
Even if I ever have kids, I can tell you this right now. I know what it takes.
Yeah, I know.
To leave a
I'm just messing.
I get that part. Okay, well, all right. Whatever.
I like getting you worked up sometimes.
They just like me. Okay, we're not talking about the Steelers yet.
Stir in the
whatever.
pot. Stir in the pot.
I'm just trying to like be in defense of all you guys. But if you guys want to be not poop heads to me, then fine, be poop heads.
Hey, I got a question for you, JP.
Yeah, whatever.
Can I do on this day, or are you not allowing me?
Go on this day?
All right, on this day, guys, January 18th, 1896. Check this out. This is kind of cool. First college basketball game with 5 players on each side is conducted by the University of Iowa. Oh. They invite student athletes from University of Chicago for an experimental game, and Chicago beats Iowa 15-12. I don't understand that score, but interesting facts. 1896. I can only imagine what that game looked like.
Sure, it's not the Iowa Hawkeyes football team.
Yeah, no, it says basketball.
Okay.
I don't really get the part where it says first game with 5 players. I don't know if they used to play with less or more. It doesn't say, so whatever. Anyways, 1950, Indians pitcher Bob Feller takes, and he's from Iowa, takes $20,000 salary cut down to $45,000, and it was his own suggestion. I don't know why, and it doesn't say why, but that's crazy. $65,000 was a salary in 1950. I wonder what is that equivalent to these days?
Jeez, Feller, he's from Van Meter, Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you guys can maybe Google what the comparison of $65,000 a year in 1950 is compared to now.
65K
Oh, you're gonna do it.
comparison. And
19,
what year?
1950
to 2023.
Yeah.
That would be equivalent to $803,000.
Oh my God, that's still kind of low though.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Okay, well,
It was a different
if
time.
somebody
There
gave me
was
$50,000. I'd be like, hey, let's go.
Well, and then in 1950 there was no endorsements or brands
No.
or media or anything either.
Yeah.
So. Okay, moving on. 1951, NFL rules tackles, guards, and centers ineligible for a forward pass. So before that, they could run out for a pass.
Stupid. I
What
think
was
it's dumb.
it?
It's
That
dumb now because
You wish they could?
They run a screen pass and they get like whatever. What is it? 3 yards? Is it 3 yards downfield?
Yeah.
They can't even go.
You can go on the screen pass and go downfield.
It's got to be behind the line.
Okay, but yeah, I was at the Steelers game and they had like 2 plays where they went deep,
Yeah.
25 yards.
I've seen
and
them
it
throw
was
the flags
ineligible.
Yeah.
And
Receiver
sometimes it
don't-
has nothing to do with the play too, and I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like it's always a weird flag. Anyways, moving on. We're going to jump from 51 to January 18th, 2009. I bet you remember exactly what I'm going to say here, Stenda. NFC Championship, Heinz Field. Pittsburgh Steelers beat Baltimore Ravens 23-14. Do you remember this game? He probably knows
What
every
year? What was the date?
every second
What was
of
the date
every
again?
play.
09.
2009, January 18th.
They went to the Super Bowl.
NFC Championship against the Ravens.
Palomalu picked the ball off and
See?
ran it back like 40 yards.
I told you.
Yeah, I know.
I knew you would know that.
Flacco's on 3rd down. He's looking left. He looks right. He throws it. Palomalu picks it, and he goes the oppo way. And guess what?
He was the greatest doing that, though.
He was. He could pick anybody off.
In his hair.
And his hair.
And guess what? He gave them an advantage
That
on
tackled him.
Yeah, and they still couldn't because he
They
was that
couldn't.
good.
He was that good.
True. And then January 18th, 2023, Honeywell Heroes drops their 10th episode. Because this is episode 10, guys. We didn't even shout that out.
I know.
We're at double
Breaking
digits.
news.
We hit our double digits. What a monumental moment in 2023 for the Honeywell
Hey,
Heroes.
everybody get him up. Hey,
Hey,
get
look,
him up.
I got
Hey.
a little it's
bit
probably
of
all
coke.
spit in my...
Random, get over here. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, people. 10th episode, we moved the set to Rival Sports.
I like, it's tonight's been like really nice because I don't know. I like it.
That's awesome news, bro.
Awesome news.
It's really nice because you know
heard it
why?
first.
I like to be open and honest, and I feel like we kind of haven't been that way the last couple weeks.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Well, I'm just saying, man. Like you're like, oh, you say this. I'm like, all right, man. Like let's just be realistic about stuff.
Okay. Whatever.
There's gonna be I guarantee next week there's gonna be people be going,
Dang,
well, I
you
can't believe you said
snapped,
that,
Stenda.
and I'll be like, okay, cool. I don't care. What do you think I care?
Wow.
I'm trying to push this the right way. So
if you guys want to buy a shirt, buy it from me because JP doesn't care.
okay.
About,
You just put
about
on
what
JP's.
any, about
See
what
what
any
he-
of you guys think.
He wants to get like his few fans that will be like, oh yeah, I'll buy a shirt from you. They're still gonna message me though.
Yeah, whatever.
It doesn't
put on-
matter. They will.
Just put on JP's bill, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I got to pay the bill every time, so it don't matter.
Big pockets.
That's right. So what are you most excited about being head coach of the track team?
Oh, the guy's coming back.
Yeah?
I think I mean, we had a rough outing last year. I mean, we put all our chips into one relay, and I think on a coaching standpoint, that was definitely a fault on mine. I mean, we thought one relay that was our ticket. But
Who was on it?
it was our 4x1. It was Mark Sanders, Ethan Schultz, Mike Delzell, and Tucker Dickerber.
Yep.
We put all our chips in that one, thinking, I mean, that made the Drake, and we thought that could be our ticket to state for those guys, and fell, I think, a half second short, which is unfortunate. I mean, that's the sport of track.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that was I was asking, so my previous head coach, Mark Metzger, he's been there. I mean, he was there.
He was there when I was there.
When you were there?
Yeah,
And
Metzger's a good guy.
I reached out to him, and that was our first time in probably 27 years we've never brought a relay or runner to state. So I think that's going to be one of our focal points is like, hey, we need to bring someone back. I mean, we brought 2 jumpers, which was huge to have 2 jumpers out there, and one was a senior, one was a freshman, so it was kind of cool. Duo. The senior could kind of teach the freshman out there, the environments. But as a coach, and I mean, that was my first year being an assistant last year. All I knew when I ran was, hey, we got to bring relays, we got to bring individuals. It was weird for me just to see just have a jumper out there. So I think that's going to be our huge thing is finding what we're good at and rolling with that, and not putting our chips into one relay and kind of just spreading the wealth out into individuals and just our other relays around the track.
Yeah. Tanner ran, would you run the 4x2? No, let's go to this.
It had to have been like the C team.
No, it was the A team.
That's the thing.
Because guess who he got dusted by? You know who he is.
Who?
Mike Mitchell.
No, it wasn't a 4x. It was a 100 in the indoor.
Okay, it was Mike Mitchell.
Yeah, and then the other guy next to me was like the second fastest guy in the state, and I was in the middle, and I had my hair in a ponytail on the top.
Hey,
and it was embarrassing. Like, yeah, we talked about this. They could have ran 2 100s, and I still wasn't done with the one. Okay.
Oh man!
But you finished though, right?
I did.
That's all that matters.
It was a 100 meter. I could have rolled there a couple times. Good Lord.
Man, you run hard. Hey,
I think whoever was coaching, I'm like, you really making me do this right now? Like, yeah.
It was indoor meet against Sterling.
Yeah, it was.
Sterling.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Nah, you did a good job.
I was even laughing like with Mike Mitchell. I'm like, dude, I don't know why they have me next to you, man. I don't know.
Old Sterling track, man.
Hey, man, sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah.
You just got to go.
Gotta go.
Yeah, they already had probably quit sweating by the time I was done, honestly.
Well,
They probably didn't even sweat, actually.
That's all right.
That was horrible.
You ran in I think of that 100, you was 22 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. No, you could. No, I'll be honest. He could run back in the day.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about him.
Aiden can run too, though. He's a good
Yeah,
hurler.
Aiden can actually run. I couldn't.
He can hurdle.
No,
man.
yeah, no.
His hurdles last year. He
did pretty
came
good.
on at the end.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Aiden's little. Tanner was not little. Tanner was 6 foot. No, when I say 6 foot,
in eighth grade, yeah.
I mean,
tall.
he was lean. If he would have played football he would have been like a tight end. He would have been a tight end. He would have been like a tight end player. Probably, honestly, tight end like an inside linebacker.
Do you think they'll let me play still?
You'd have to ask some of the coaches.
Should I ask Mr. Grugan if I can play at Lions?
Oh, God.
You should.
You could ask him, and he'd probably be like, "Hey, you got a 4 o'clock detention, so go sign up for it." So, I mean, go sign up for it.
Well, if Stetson Bennett can play still,
That's true.
why not, dude?
Okay, no. Do you have anything else?
No, just wishing I could play football.
But here's the thing: if you would have ran that route and not fell in the pothole on the field, you wouldn't have.
It wasn't a pothole. It was
Whatever
a foot.
it was.
I know. Whatever. That was stupid.
How bad? Did you want? Why don't you tell them about it?
This was like
Tell
20
them
years ago.
Tell them about it. Let's go.
Well, when
Because we got all the football coaches here. Tell them about it.
Yeah.
So,
Let's hear it.
8th grade year, I remember Mr. Leslie was begging me to go out for football. I never played. Well, I played flag football. I just wasn't interested at that point. But I was huge. So he's like, come on, play football. All right. So you guys already went through practices and stuff, right? You guys were in pads already?
Yeah, we were already in pads. Yep.
And I came out, so I had to do my 3 days of just the helmet. And then the 4th day, I could wear the pads. I think that's what it was back then. I don't know if it still is, but
It still is.
I got my pads, and I think it was one of the first plays I ran. I jumped up for a pass, and I came down and landed on another Chuck Lane's foot. Remember?
Chucky Bird Lane. Yep.
And I messed my ankle up, and I remember I went and sat on the sideline. For some reason, I took my shoe off. I should have never did that. And it was my birthday also. I think I was 14. and I ended up going to the doctor. They put a cast on my foot. They told me it was broke. Then I found out the next day I didn't have crutches or anything, so I was walking up and down the stairs like backwards because I had a cast on my foot. It was really dumb. And then I ended up going back and they cut it off because I wasn't broken. They cut the cast off, not my foot. Still got it.
He still got his foot.
We still got it.
He's good.
But yeah, so it was, yeah. And then I just sat out the rest of the season, and that was it. I played 4 days of football my whole life, 3.5.
He's going down. I remember it was like a seam route, and it was like a play action or some seam route, and you see him like going like, oh, he's gonna catch it. He goes up, and then he comes down. He's like, oh, you see his like ankle. You're like, oh,
Dude,
no.
it got really swollen. It was bad.
I think I had to help carry you off with Greg
God,
Leslie.
What a sissy I was.
Yeah, bro, he was a wimp. So you guys aren't bringing him on your staff. I'll tell you that. Not as a player or a coach. Or a coach.
I actually did help one of Aiden's football teams, but I didn't know what I was talking about. So
You just told him go hard.
yeah, I just said, great job, boys.
Yeah, great job. Hey, good coverage there. Good job.
No, I
Step
didn't,
up.
I didn't even say that. It was like good hustle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was like 5th grade, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I just got one more question for you. That's it. And then random, he'll have something for you.
Sweet. How do you know?
Oh, he might have 10. Okay. But I feel like I already gave the I got to go down to this.
Going deep.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's going through his.
Okay, you ready for a start bench cut?
Okay.
You guys, all of you guys. And actually, I'm going to wait for you.
Okay.
Because I want him to go first.
me?
Random, you're going first.
All right, let's get
Start bench cut.
Let's
NFL.
go.
Because we got the football coaches here from Comanche.
Okay.
Ray Lewis, this is middle linebacker. Start bench cut. Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, Junior Seau.
Well, this is bad because I didn't really watch football back then.
But I know you would know
So
Brian Urlacher.
Start Ray Lewis. No, yeah. Bench Urlacher, cut Seau. But I didn't watch football back then.
Hey.
I just know who.
Right now, I like where you're at. Your mind is.
Was that solid? I keep getting caught up in my spider
yeah.
web.
All right, man. Hey, listen, Coach, who you got?
I think I'm going to also go with Ray Lewis starting. But I'm going to bench the Samurai and cut Urlacher.
All right.
You cut. Tell me this. Why are you cutting Urlacher?
I mean, how are you going to cut the Samurai?
How are you going to cut Urlacher? He could cover anybody. He could run out as a defensive back and cover a receiver and be like, hey, I want to cover you all day like I'm a corner.
I don't know if you could do that.
Oh, yes, he did.
I
He
don't.
did. There was a game on Monday Night Football or something where he did that.
He was a DB in college.
Yes, he was. Was he at like New Mexico? Yeah.
I mean, I know him as a Samurai. What's Urlacher's go-to name?
Does it matter?
I think it does.
You got to have a nickname.
I think so.
So
Hey, but also you have to remember this is his opinion.
Yeah.
No, I agree. No, I think it's cool. I think but we kind of debated. So you took Ray Lewis, which I'm all for. You took Ray
Yeah.
Lewis.
Who's
And
yours?
hate it.
Who would
I
you
hate
pick?
Dude, come on, dog. Ray Lewis, when he retired, his step as middle linebacker was no different than it was 15 years
no
later.
way. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Urlacher
Same
and,
player.
to me, Seau was probably better than Urlacher, I think, at the end of the day. I think he played the pass and run better. Now, again, that's my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Urlacher, he got ran over by some guys in the run game, which Jerome Bettis from the Steelers. He did run him over.
Bust.
I liked Ray Lewis. I would take him all day over anybody,
Yep, same.
whether he killed him or not. I don't know. I mean, because he did get. I mean, when I say like he killed anybody, like
Oh, I mean,
mean,
that's not us to decide.
no,
guess.
I get that. I mean, what did he kill him? He probably killed him on the field. I don't know if he killed him off the field, but
We don't know. That's not our story.
I'm just going a little bit old school tonight because I don't care, but we have to. But I like Lewis.
Lewis
But I
is-
just want to know your guys' opinion.
Yeah, Lewis is a solid option for.
I like it. So let's shout out the First Choice Insurance, man. One more time. We'll get it going.
Get him.
I should have this memorized by now. We've said it so many times.
First Choice Insurance
If
for
you-
all your home, auto, life insurance, and business needs and more.
If you guys need insurance, hit up.
Andy Wood at 563
Yeah.
241 2341
241-2341.
563-241-2341. Andy Wood,
That's on a twos
First
and
Choice
threes.
Insurance.
I like it.
For all your home, life, auto, business, and much more. And he will hook you up because he's going to hook you up because we sent you there. So
And
get there.
Maybe if you're young and you don't know much about insurance, hit him up. I'm sure he'll fill you in on what you need and what you don't. If you already got insurance, maybe hit him up, see if he can get you something cheaper. I don't know. Or something better. Cheaper isn't always better, but maybe he's got something better.
I think he's got better.
Okay, well, hit him up. First Choice Insurance, baby.
You're better. Okay.
Thanks, Jer Bear.
You got anything else?
Yeah, we got some food.
Oh, you know what? We got to get to it. Let's go.
Some of that food. So shout out to Slops. They actually reached out and they offered some food. I don't even know what it is. There's a burger of the month, and then they got some other stuff in here too. Shout out to Andrew and Metcalf. Hold on, let me grab this food.
I have no idea what's going on here. Hey, you guys get over there.
So I'm gonna show them, Cinda. You gotta tell them what it is.
What is it?
This is the burger of the month. They didn't tell me.
Burger. Oh,
We got a little
Lordy.
pickle action,
Here, try one.
garlic fries.
Woo. What is it?
It's the burger of the month. Check it out.
Hey, we got the burger of the month.
This one. That one is like a hot chicken sandwich or something.
Oh, burger. What's this called?
I'm not sure. They didn't tell me the name of it. And then we got right here chicken quesadilla or steak quesadillas.
I don't know what this one is.
I already know these are fire because I took a bite
Okay,
of one
so
earlier.
stop. We have the burger of the month.
Yep. And then this is a
Okay.
firecracker chicken sandwich. And
Firecracker. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Burger of the month right here in my hand. Firecracker. What?
That looks hot.
Oh man.
Firecracker chicken sandwich.
Yep. Y'all ready to die? Because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna die tonight.
I know that thing's hot. You're
What do
supposed to eat the sauce with that one, Cinda. They told me they put it on the side.
What do you got down there, bro? Well, I can't because my computer's in the way.
Steak quesadilla.
What you got there?
Oh, he's gonna go with the hot one.
You gonna let me go? Oh, okay. Y'all gonna?
go with the hot
Oh no!
The steak quesadilla is so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a burrito shell or something, you know? What is it, Stenda? What does it taste like?
It's like heaven.
What is it like? What's the flavor?
It's like sweet.
Said it's heaven.
Here, pass it down. Let me try that.
Okay, you got. Okay, we'll switch it. Let's go. Everybody switch them.
I'll go.
All right, I'll take this.
Steak quesadillas are fire.
I have no idea what this is. This looks really hot.
It's spicy. It's
Was it
good.
hot?
It's good, though.
Dude. Oh no! Oh. Okay.
Those quesadillas are good.
Ooh, that's kind of hot.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna die,
It's
huh?
not that hot. Yeah, Tanner's
It's good,
gonna-
though.
He's gonna be dead.
I wonder what's the sauce.
I don't know. It looks like that au jus sauce. Or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
It's
Let's
not bad.
I don't know what this is.
We're passing one more.
All right,
Yeah, we'll
Spendy.
switch it over. Oh, what y'all got here?
That
We're all just-
quesadilla is good.
Quesadillas. What?
We might as well all kiss after this.
I mean, oh,
The quesadillas are so.
can't be wrong with this. If I was married, my wife ain't cooking like this. I know that.
Oh yeah, this is hot.
Uh-oh.
Like suffer.
That is sweet. That's good.
That's pretty good.
With the garlic fries, right?
Yeah.
Try some of these.
Ooh. You know, this is hot, but it's really good.
It is.
It's gonna be the best tasting hot item I've eaten on this podcast. Being honest.
Yeah, because you're always crying.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Usually crying real bad.
Well, you kind of do, honestly. I'll be honest with you.
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
They're pretty good. Huh?
You got the quesadillas, bro?
Those were good.
Shout out to Andrew and Metcalf. Ooh.
Woo. Good lordy. Hello, it's me.
Hey, Slops. Shout out to you. You're making Cinda sing Adele.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
So
I'm
you
done.
know you nailed it if he's singing Adele.
They're pretty
'Cause
good.
I know you love Adele.
She's all right. She's good looking.
Yeah. Okay.
You good?
I take her to McDonald's.
Would you? Hey,
Wendy's?
you really care about her if you're taking her. Get her 10 double cheese.
Oh, I'll give her a 40.
How many did you order that when we were there? Was it 10 or 15?
I don't know. It was like 15.
Yeah.
Double cheese.
He got 15 doubles and it was like $80 when we
Yeah.
went there. It was about a month ago or so. And he was arguing with the kid at the drive-thru. Remember that?
Yeah, because he was kind of being
Yeah, I
like
know.
not nice about it.
He actually came in here and bought some shoes the other day. I'm like, hey, you're that kid from McDonald's. He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, next time you better give me a discount, bro. He's like, I will. I got you.
I got you.
So to
So,
fight us all.
I know. He would have whooped us.
Whatever.
So, anyways, shout out to Slops. We appreciate it. If you are a restaurant locally, I'm dying a little bit, and you want us to eat your food on the podcast, on any episode, hit us up. We would love to eat your food and kind of review it. I think my favorite of the three, if I have to be honest with you, is the spicy chicken sandwich. I thought it was really, really good.
It was good. That was my favorite. That was my favorite also.
What was your favorite? If you had to pick out of
What
the
I'm
three?
eating right now.
Yeah, you're a quesadilla guy for sure. But it was all good, honestly. So, top notch. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Anything else, Stinda?
You know what? No. I think we're good.
He's speechless, guys. Can you believe
Speechless.
it? Anyways, appreciate it. Episode 10. Thank you to both coaches who came on here and shared their insight and knowledge and info with us. We greatly appreciate it. HoneywellHeroes.com. If you guys want shirts, we have shirts available. If you're interested in advertising, hit us up. Hit up JP. Hit up the Honeywell Heroes page. But yeah, Honeywell Heroes, you can find us TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat. If you only listen to podcasts, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you want to watch us, we're on YouTube. But all the links are on HoneywellHeroes.com. So that's that info. I am Random Tanner.
I am JP Stenda. We have Coach
Beal.
Beal and Coach
Decoy 5.
Coit. We're signing off. Much love to everybody.
Awesome. Hey, thanks guys so much for having us on here. It's been
Boom.
a
Episode
pleasure.
10.
We got you.